I think the reality is surrounding yourself with people who've done it before, or get books and podcasts, because really we're not reinventing the wheel here. Someone's already done what we're trying to do. Maybe the product's different, maybe the service is a little different, but scaling up, the same issues you're going to have, we're going to have, is the same sort of thing. And so I realized that the core group I had around me were pushing me to go and scale. And I was always under the impression, I'm like, the bigger I get, the more headaches I'm going to get. And what they said is it actually gets easier if you get bigger. Because then what you can do is you can specialize on tasks that only you can do, and the rest of it is someone else doing it. So not only are they doing it, but they might be experts in that actual task. So if we get a marketing coordinator, that person is better than me at marketing. So I'm now outsourcing to get the right people, the right talent. So for me, when I was growing, and I probably ran the business in a different way to most people, where I was like heavily focused on high profits. So I didn't really care about revenue. I had no intention to sell the business. So a lot of businesses, they'll start and they'll go, cool, I'll get the highest revenue number, highest multiple and valuation, and then I'll sell it. I'll build something else. My thing was, I love this. I have no plans to sell it. So if I have to build a foundation and I grow properly, that's why I did the YouTube stuff for so long, right? I had no one viewed me, but I was like, at some point, this might pay off. So the way I look at social media, or I look at building the business, was I'm planting seeds, and at some point, I'll get to harvest these. And the way that I looked at it was forward plan. So I keep building my portfolio. I take what I need from the business, because at the end of the day, what happens if a new regulation came out and they wiped out buyer's agents? Well, I had nothing to show for it in the last couple of years, you know?
So as a business owner myself, some of what you're saying resonates with me, because I'm always having the decision, or like having the discussion in my head about what's the right trade-off between reinvestment, profit versus efficiency and value for clients, and then also how much money should I be leaving in the business and how much should I be taking off the table. If I'm in the shoes of Ravi Sharma, I imagine you're having a constant decision about growing the business versus I just saw this property in regional South Australia, which is perfect. Is this 100 grand better spent here, or should I pull it out and go into the property market? How are you making that decision about investing in property versus growing your business?
Yeah, and exactly what you just described is what I was going through probably for the last 18 months. And in the first part of that 18 months, I've always gone property, always going to buy that property. But what I've realized over time, getting the right people around me as well, they've just told me the return you get on your business is going to be far outweighing or outperforming what you do with property.
Because property goes, like if we look at the average for 30, 40 years, I'm thinking something like 6%, 7%.
Yeah, it's about 7%.
7%. And then your ROI, if your business is profitable, could be 20, 30, 40, 50%. So there is that, but there is that trade-off. So are you saying to yourself, well, now I've got my property portfolio to a certain point where I've done the 10, however many properties it gets, it takes to get to your portfolio. Now I can really scale the business, and like that's my nest egg, and future is safe, but now the business is really where I can blow up.
100%. And I think the other part to it as well that I didn't realize before was when you've hired a team, and we've gone from a team of this time last year, we were at like 3 or 4 people, and now we're at 15. And so we've really gone, I'm done with my properties. I will still continue buying, but I can now buy with the properties doing what they need to do. So equity from the properties keep buying me more, and I can do that on the side. But the focus is now get the business in the right position. And the reason I say that is because I've now realized by having employees as well that I want to help change their lives too. Yeah. So I can only do that if I continue reinvesting into the business. And in turn, they obviously recognize that as well, that, we're growing because he doesn't need to grow it for himself. It's more about all of us now as well. Obviously, got my brother involved as well, so I want him to get his life set up shit and all that shit too.
Yeah.
And so...
Why do you want your brother's life to get set up shit?
We're not editing that. We're not editing that at all.
The true intentions came out, huh? He's probably listening and he's like, what the hell?
Shout out to Ravi's brother.
That's actually so nice what you said, because I've got employees as well. We've got employees in the business, and like the pressure, which you were probably thinking about, is not so much the work, but you love your employees. You want to see them do well. You want to see their net balance sheet grow, their careers flourish. So the pressure of the business is like, if this all died tomorrow, you know what? I've done pretty well. I might be all right. But how about the 10, 20 people
exactly
inside? So like, what's it like transitioning to that?
It gives you a greater sense of responsibility, I think. And it's getting me to think differently about the business. To your point, how much do I take off the table for myself? Now I'm going, well, if I did spend an extra 100K and I improve this, could this mean extra time here, productivity increases, and then the returns come? So I think it's definitely a pivot, but it takes time to get my head around it because I see deals all the time. So I see like 5 or 6 good properties every single day. I'm like, yeah, I might get that one. But I've now made an attempt like in line with my goals for the next 5 years. That's how I'm operating it.
Yeah,